In Khopoli, an important industrial town of Maharashtra, a new chapter of enterprise is quietly unfolding. It is led by a young woman who carries forward a family legacy built over 6 decades of consistent work, discipline, and integrity. Her name is Akanksha Gupta, director of Raigad Steel and Roll Forms Pvt Ltd. And what she's building today is far more than a steel company. It's a bridge between generations, between the world her father built and the future she is shaping. It all began in 1965 when her father, Sunil Gupta, arrived in Khopoli, then a modest township on the cusp of industrial awakening. Factories were rising, but progress was constantly interrupted. Every construction and fabrication site needed oxygen to cut, weld, and build. And every single cylinder had to travel from Bombay through narrow gates that often stayed closed for days. Projects stalled, workers waited, progress suffocated. That's when Sunil's father decided to fill that gap and founded Industrial Services. In the process, he became the man who literally brought oxygen to Khopoli's industries. But fate tested the family early. When Sunil's father passed in 1972 and his uncle in 1985, a 19-year-old commerce student suddenly found himself at the helm of a business few expected him to steer. No mentors, no playbook, only grit. He learned every job by doing it. He drove delivery trucks, rolled cylinders, and fixed regulators himself. Failure became feedback, and persistence became policy. Through the 1990s and 2000s, that small trading outfit evolved into a diversified industrial powerhouse. Sunil Gupta established manufacturing plants for oxygen, acetylene, and nitrous oxide, and expanded across the Konkan belt with depots in Roha, Mahad, Chiplun, and Vasai. He mastered backward integration long before it became a business buzzword.
पहले क्या था कि मैं सिलेंडर खरीदता था और इन लोगों से गैस भरवा के लाता था। पहले मैंने उनसे डिपॉजिट पे लिया, फिर मैंने सिलेंडर की स्ट्रेंथ बढ़ाई। मैं गाड़ी आई वाज अ फोर्स्ड ट्रांसपोर्टर, क्योंकि मेरा सिलेंडर बिना गाड़ी के हो ही नहीं सकता, तो ट्रांसपोर्ट करना ही है। आई कुड हैव डन बाय आउटसाइड ट्रांसपोर्ट आल्सो, बट फिर देन ये डिपेंडेंसी सिलेंडर से लेके गाड़ी की सब खत्म हो गई। अब मेरे को गैस चाहिए थी, उतनी गैस की स्ट्रेंथ बढ़ानी थी। जो कैपेसिटी का प्लान डाल रहा हूँ पहले मैं बेच सकता हूँ क्या उतना गैस, तो मैंने डेपोज डाले। ये बैकवर्ड इंटीग्रेशन हुआ। 70-80% जो मेरा प्रोडक्शन था वो मेरे ही अपने डेपो पे लगता था, तो मैंने कैपेसिटी वैसी डाली, थोड़ा सा 20-30-40% एक्स्ट्रा ओपन मार्केट के लिए, प्लस दूसरे डीलर्स के भरना करना, ये सब इस तरह से ये बैकवर्ड इंटीग्रेशन में प्लान डाला ऑक्सीजन।
He didn't stop there. He built a logistics fleet to serve his own plants, a Reliance petrol pump known for its absolute honesty, and a reputation that made every handshake count. His wife, Neeta Gupta, an MSc in microbiology, became the group's financial backbone. His son Aditya took charge of the gas and solar verticals, and his daughter Akanksha was honing her creative instincts in fashion design and global branding, until destiny called her home. By 2019, Sunil Gupta had built everything an entrepreneur could dream of. But one thought persisted. If gases built industries, steel builds nations. Around that time, an opportunity came his way. To take charge of an existing roll-forming business that was looking for continuity. Most saw risk. Sunil saw rhythm, another link in the chain of building India. He walked through the factory, studied the machines, and within hours decided, we'll take it. It wasn't just an acquisition, it was intuition. The same kind that had guided every leap before. From oxygen that fuels steel cutting to steel that builds the nation, the circle was complete. That decision gave birth to Raigad Steel and Roll Forms Pvt Ltd. And soon after, he turned to Akanksha and said, now it's your turn.
So I understood that, at that time, to be frank, in my mind, I was very much opposed to it. Investing that large amount of money into something that we are not related to, when our own business is so capital intensive, there was so much to do in our own business. But then I guess what decision my father made, it turned out well. It was a lot of hard work.
So he really never expected her to take over the business because हमने कभी उसको उस field में देखा नहीं था, you know. But she takes after her father.
For Akanksha, this was more than a business challenge. It was a calling. From design studios, she stepped into a factory floor. From creative layouts to layout drawings. She didn't stay in the cabin, she stepped into the noise. She learned the sound of each machine, the pulse of each roller, the science behind every bend. Wire profile warped when alignment was off by a millimeter. How galvanizing quality decided the life of a structure.
Engineering, we may not know it theoretically, but you can sense कि अच्छा इसको ऐसे भी किया जा सकता. Earlier, when I started, I used to think, you know, this is just pointless. My education has given me nothing for this business. But eventually, I realized that when you talk to very technical people, you talk to people on your floor, you talk to your employees, you realize that very, very technical people are often very whimsical. They cannot make diplomatic conversation. They cannot make consumer relations. आज अगर ये हो गया तो उसके जगह क्या बोलना है? You have to always have a plan B. So they don't think plan B. They may think plan B, but they will definitely not know plan C. So I feel that is what kind of, you know, stood out when I got a little confidence and I'm like कि नहीं इसको ऐसे भी fight कर सकते हैं, इसको ऐसे नहीं इसको ऐसे भी कर सकते हैं. Contract में ये नहीं लिखा है तो उसको ऐसे भी दे सकते हैं. चलो आज ये नहीं हो रहा तो उसको उस तरह से कर लेते हैं. So these permutation combination I feel is what you know what the education has given me, the flexibility in thinking, the flexibility to change.
Day by day, she transformed from designer to manufacturer. Within months, she reorganized the factory layout, introduced digital dashboards, and reduced delivery times by almost half. Her design eye found a new canvas, the factory itself, with visual SOPs, better lighting, and smoother workflow. Under her leadership, Raigad Steel evolved from a conventional fabrication shop to a precision-driven engineering company. Today, under Akanksha Gupta direction, Raigad Steel End Roll Forms Pvt Ltd stands among Maharashtra's fastest emerging pre-engineered building and roll forming specialists. The company today partners with some of India's most respected industrial houses, a mark of the trust it has built over the years. It has executed significant infrastructure projects, including the CBD Belapur metro station, a 175-meter by 50-meter, 800-ton steel structure executed as a subcontract for J. Kumar Infra Projects, a testament to its capability and precision. From warehouse frameworks to industrial plants, from metro structures to logistics hubs, Raigad Steel's imprint is now visible across India's growth map. The company has also developed a range of industrial material handling products such as hydraulic tail lifts, hydrogen trolleys, IBC tilers, gas mixers, EOT cranes, and CNG cascades, expanding its role from fabricator to solution creator. What sets them apart is not just what they build, but how they build, with reliability, transparency, and relentless learning. In a sector where timeliness and tolerance decide reputation, Raigad Steel delivers both, and Akanksha is just getting started. Her vision for the next decade is clear: to make Raigad Steel a one-stop destination for sustainable, bespoke, and forward-integrated fabrication. She is steering the company toward niche steel solutions that go beyond pre-engineered buildings, blending sustainability, design, and interiors into turnkey projects that reflect innovation and environmental responsibility. Her leadership blends her father's discipline with her generation's dynamism, a perfect alloy of experience and innovation. From a modest gas dealership in the 1960s to a multi-vertical industrial group today, Raigad's story reflects the very spirit of Indian business. Adapt, evolve, and build with integrity. And at its forefront now stands a daughter who has inherited not just assets, but attitude.
You know, starting from 150 ton, we've gone to already 800 ton in the current unit that we have. Eventually, like every industrialist, we would like to put another plant, we would like to expand.
The courage to get her hands dirty and the clarity to see beyond the next quarter. This is the story of Akanksha Gupta of Raigad Steel End Roll Forms Pvt Ltd, a shining gem of Indian business.